Just a quick warning here at the start of the video. I made some mistakes recording this, and so I was a bit late with the descriptions, like the words to the images. And because of the speed at which the images scroll by in the intro, I actually didn't end up describing most, if any, of it. And it's a bit too late to go back and fix that. Sorry. This video is described gaming for the visually impaired. Long ago, two races ruled over Earth, humans and monsters. One day, war broke out between the two races. After a long battle, the humans were victorious. They sealed the monsters underground with a magic spell. Many years later, Mount Ebott, 2001X. Legends say that those who climb the mountain never return. These are just the controls, so Z or enter to confirm, X or shift to cancel, C or control to look at the menu in game, F4 is full screen, holding escape is quit, when HP is 0, you lose. There's begin game and there's settings. I am going to begin the game and it's asking me to name the fallen human. I'm just gonna do like a key smash. So it's QXXYC. That's the name of the fallen human. Yes, I'm absolutely sure QXXYC is the name of this human. Pretty sure. Sounds like a human's name. Alright, so I have woken up in sort of a spotlight in a grey room, in a bed of golden flowers. The character is a human child wearing a striped sweater. It's blue with these two little thin purple stripes. They have brown hair. They look kind of jaundiced, not gonna lie. Very yellow. Just wandering around the room here. So there is, off to the right here, there's a path. I'm going to go to the right. And there is a door at the end of that path. The room I am in now has a spotlight on a little yellow flower. It's smiling and looks very friendly. Howdy, I'm Flowey. Flowey the flower. You're new to the underground, aren't ya? Golly, you must be so confused. I'm actually going to exit out of full screen here because this music is a bit loud. Actually, wait a second. Can I? Nope. I gotta exit out of full screen here because this music's a bit loud. So let's just take that down about 10 degrees. Okay, so the flower has now said, golly, you must be so confused. Someone ought to teach you how things work around here. I guess little old me will have to do. Ready? Here we go. So we've now entered a fight, more or less. The flower said, see that heart? That is your soul, the very culmination of your being. And the what I'm moving around in this little Square bullet board is a floating red heart. I'm level 1, I have 20 HP out of 20. I guess I have to press C. Your soul starts off weak, but can grow strong if you gain a lot of LV. What's LV stand for? Why, love, of course. You want some love, don't you? Sounds completely like a normal thing to say to a child. Don't worry, I'll share some with you. And Flowey's winking. Several little white sort of ovals are spinning around his head now. Down here, love is shared through little white friendliness pellets. That is a very suspicious face you have on, Flowey. I'm actually going to go along with what he says here. Are you ready? Move around, get as many as you can. So I'm going to run into these. Flowey's face has changed and he has a very sinister smile. He no longer looks friendly. You idiot. In this world, it's kill or be killed. Why would anyone pass up an opportunity like this? I am now surrounded with those little white things, and Flowey's telling me to die. I can still move around, but they are sort of closing in on me. I've been healed. I am healed. Flowey just got attacked. So this is a woman, wearing a long robe with a rune on it. Kind of looks like a golden snitch. It's just this round thing with 2 wings and 3 triangles under it. She has a goat head, so that's a thing. She has paws instead of hooves though, so, you know, take that with a grain of salt. And she has said, "What a terrible creature, torturing such a poor innocent youth. Do not be afraid, my child. I am Toriel, caretaker of the ruins. I pass through this place every day to see if anyone has fallen down. You are the first human to come here in a long time. Come, I will guide you through the catacombs. This way." And she is walking up into a door. So the room I'm in, it's just sort of a purple square, brick walls, and it has a little square of red leaves in the middle. There's a clear path set out in a lighter purple, and Toriel is waiting for me. I thought she had something to say, so I didn't move forward, but no. She's just led me up towards 2 sort of branching stairways that both go to the same place. Between these stairs is just another, big patch of red leaves. There's ivy on the walls, some windows up on top of the platform, and there is a save point here. The save point says, "The shadow of the ruins looms above, filling you with determination. HP fully restored." And I am going to save. Alright, so I'm gonna go up the side opposite of the one Toriel is on, because I just want to be difficult. Well, it doesn't matter, she just went through before me anyways. So now we are in a room that is very small. It's just got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's got 6 buttons, a switch on the wall. The buttons are sort of, they're arranged in a pattern with 4 sort of forming a circle around one button and a button underneath that sort of circle. I guess it's more of a square. There's a note on the wall, there's a locked door, there's a switch on the far wall. I'm gonna go and try to look at the note, but Toriel has something to say. She says, "Welcome to your new home, innocent one. Allow me to educate you in the operation of the ruins." So she's just solved this puzzle for us. She walked around the 4 buttons forming the square around the middle one, and she's flipped the switch and said, "The ruins are full of puzzles, ancient Ancient fusions between diversions and door keys. One must solve them to move from room to room. Please adjust yourself to the sight of them. So I'm walking forward and she's gone through the door, but I'm going to read what it says on the wall. So the thing on the wall says, only the fearless may proceed, brave ones, foolish ones, both walk not the middle road, which means, which I guess was just like the solution to this puzzle. Not that you would ever have to worry about it, because the solution was to hit all of the four surrounding the other two buttons. Sorry about that. So I'm going to follow Toriel through the door. So she's said, before I can describe anything, to make progress here, you will need to trigger several switches. Do not worry, I have labeled the ones that you need to flip. Good, okay. Just had a slight horrifying moment of like, is this actually recording? So right now I'm in a room where right in front of me there is a sign. It's, you know, purple, ivy on the walls. There's a note, and there's a bridge here with some water under it. I'm going to read the sign and then the note and then proceed. The sign says, press Z to read signs, very helpful. The note says, stay on the path. And I should mention, in all of these rooms, there is probably a clearly set out path in lighter purple. So I'm walking over the bridge, and there is the first switch, which, yes, is labeled. I'm going to talk to Toriel instead, because I'm like that. She's just telling me the first switch is over on the wall. So I flipped that one. The second switch, I crossed over a second bridge, and at the end of the room I can see that there are spikes. So I'm going to flip. There's an unlabeled switch on the wall too. I'm going to flip that. Toriel just said, no, no, no. You want to press the other switch. I even labeled it for you. Alright, I'm going to do what she says. So I've pressed it. She says, splendid. I am proud of you, little one. Let us move to the next room. These spikes are gone. Toriel is saying, as a human living in the underground, monsters may attack you. You will need to be prepared for this situation. However, worry not. The process is simple. When you encounter a monster, you will enter a fight. While you are in a fight, strike up a friendly conversation. Stall for time. I will come to resolve the conflict. Practice talking to the dummy. So the room I'm in is square, purple, ivy on the walls. Toriel is standing in the doorway, so I assume I can't progress until I talk to this little dummy at the end of the path. I'm gonna try talking to her anyways. She says, do you need some ideas for conversation topics? Well, I often start with a simple how do you do. You could ask them about their favorite books. Jokes can be useful for breaking the ice. That's foreshadowing, I think. Listen to this one. What did the skeleton tile his roof with? Shingles. Well, I thought it was amusing. Alright, so I am going to talk to the dummy. And I've entered a fight. It says, you encountered the dummy. So now that I'm in a proper fight, the enemy is up top. There's the sort of text box in the middle. My stats, so my name, my level, the HP I have 4 options. I can fight, I can act, I can use an item, or I could use mercy. So I'm going to act. on the dummy. I have no other options. I'm going to check the dummy. So it says, dummy, 0 attack, 0 defense. A cotton heart and a button eye. You are the apple of my eye. For reasons. Dummy doesn't have anything to say. Dummy stands around absent-mindedly. So now I am going to talk to the dummy, like Toriel wanted. I talk to the dummy. It doesn't seem much for conversation. Toriel seems happy with me though. I won, I got no XP, no gold. Toriel has said, very good. You are very good. And she's walked on without me, which is, it's kind of rude, Maybe I'm not done talking to this dummy. Maybe I want to talk to it again. Oh, I physically cannot. The dummy has nothing interesting to say, I guess. So I'm going through the door. Toriel has said, there is another puzzle in this room. I wonder if you can solve it. So the room we're in is actually just, a hallway with a clearly set up path I'm not walking on. Some long corridors. Oh, I've just been attacked by, pardon me, by a frogget. So it just sort of looks like a frog with some flaring nostrils, except sort of, in its about to jump position, but instead of being able to see its back legs through its front legs, it just has 2 eyes that are blinking. It's very cute. You're gonna hear that a lot. All of the enemies in this game are adorable. So I am going to check the frogget, 4 attack, 5 defense. Life is difficult for this enemy. Toriel has just come along looking very angry, and frogget just left. So that was easy. You won, you earned 0 XP, 0 gold. So I'm following Toriel down, some corridors. There is a thing on the wall here. The western room is the eastern room's blueprint. Great. I'm following Toriel again. Come on. Oh, I see. There was a path laid out in the room to the west. The one back through the corridors, which I guess is the path I'm going to have to walk through. These just massive spikes over here. There's a bridge over some water, some ivy on the walls, but it's just the bridge, there's 2 planks of wood and the rest of it's just spikes. Toriel has stopped in front of this, so I'm going to walk up to her. Well, I can't walk past her, so I'm going to talk to her. She says, this is the puzzle, but here, take my hand for a moment. So yeah, she's going to lead me through this. Because I guess it's too dangerous or whatever. Yeah, puzzles seem a little too dangerous for now. You have done excellently thus far, my child. However, I have a difficult request to ask of you. I would like you to walk to the end of the room by yourself. Forgive me for this. So yeah, this is just a long room with a clearly set out path, but there's nowhere else I can go. There's nowhere else I can go. And it's just a long room that looks like all of the other rooms we've passed through, purple ivy on the walls, exactly the same. I like the music though. Okay, why did I stop walking there? Just walk. This room goes on forever. So here there's just a random pillar at the end of the room. If you go and check behind it, Toriel is there. So, ow. Whoops. So, okay. Toriel came out from behind the pillar and said, "Greetings, my child. Do not worry, I did not leave you. I was merely behind this pillar the whole time." You must have moved really fast to be there behind that the whole time. But sure. Thank you for trusting me. However, there was an important reason for this exercise, to test your independence. I must attend to some business, and you must stay alone for a while. Please remain here. It's dangerous to explore by yourself. I have an idea. I will give you a cell phone. If you have a need for anything, just call. Be good, alright? So obviously I'm not going to stick around here, but now that I have this cell phone, I'm going to... So when I open the menu, I have, my stats level 1, HP 20 out of 20, and the amount of gold I have in my name. And I have 3 options, which is item, stat, and sell. So I don't have any items yet. I'm going to check my stats. So my name up there in quotation marks. Level 1 HP, 0 attack, 0 defense, 10 XP to next level. My weapon is a stick, my armor is a bandage, and I have no gold. So, and my third option is sell, which is, call Toriel. So I'm going to call Toriel. I have 4 options: say hello, about yourself, call her mom, or flirt. So I'm going to do all of them in quick succession. I'm going to say hi. This is Toriel. You only wanted to say hello? Well then, hello. I hope that suffices. And I'm gonna call her again, and I'm going to ask her about herself, I think? Or tell her about myself? No, I ask her about herself, don't I? Yeah. This is Toriel. You want to know more about me? Well, I am afraid there is not much to say. I am just a silly little lady who worries too much. It's perfect. My dog's neighbor is barking. My dog's neighbor. Yep. Those are I said what I meant, and I meant what I said. I'm going to call her mom. This is Toriel. Huh? Did you just call me mom? Well, I suppose. Would that make you happy? To call me mother? Well then, call me whatever you like. Alright. And then I'm going to flirt with her, which must send her some very mixed messages. Huh? Oh. She's laughing. How adorable. I could pinch your cheek. You can certainly find better than an old woman like me. She's hung up on me. Take a drink. Probably gonna cut all that out. So I've left the room because obviously I'm not gonna stay there. I'm not like that. And Toriel has called me before I could actually, say anything. Hello, this is Toriel. You have not left the room, have you? There are a few puzzles ahead that I have yet to explain. It would be dangerous to try and solve them yourself. Be good, alright? Yeah, Toriel, you don't have to worry about me. I'll be good. It's fine. Don't worry. So, in this room, there are a few things of interest. I've gotten into a fight before I can actually describe the things of interest. Frog had hopped close, so I've already checked it, I think. Yeah, the 4 attack, 5 defense. Life is difficult for this enemy, but now it's actually going to fight me, so, whoops. that attack was just, the frog jumped at me. Frog doesn't seem to know why it's here. So when I act, I have three options. I have check with it, which I've already done. I have threat, and I have compliment. I'm going to be nice, and I'm going to compliment it. Frog didn't understand what you said, but was flattered anyway. Blushes deeply, ribbit. Oh, and it is still sending flies at me to attack me. And I just ran right into one, because I'm a dumbass. Frog seems reluctant to fight me, so I'm going to use mercy now and spare it. And I got 2 gold. And Frog looks very sad, like the face between its legs, which is a great thing to actually say out loud. Looks very sad and looks like it's crying, but I mean, I don't know why. So there is a door upwards besides. I'm good at words. So there's a frogget. Just an overworld sprite, I guess. There is a door. There are 2 patches of leaves. One contains a save point. And there is a path leading down and to the right. And to the right, there's another way that I can go. So I'm going to talk to the frog beside the door. And it says, Ribbit, Ribbit, excuse me, human. I have some advice for you about battling monsters. Sorry, if you act a certain way or fight until you almost defeat them, they might not want to battle you anymore. If a monster does not want to fight you, please use some mercy, human. Ribbit. I don't know how I can translate between what is obviously ribbits and English, but I can. Apparently that's a thing I can do. So there's a save point here. I'm going to save. And it says, playfully crinkling through the leaves fills you with determination. HP fully restored. Yeah, I needed that because I ran into a fly like a dumbass. And I've saved here. So I'm going to go to the door beside the frog and I'm going to go up. So it's just, there's some water to each side, some ivy on the far up wall. And there's a little pillar surrounded by some very aesthetically placed red leaves, and on the pillar is a bowl of candy. It says, take one. Take a piece of candy? Yes. You took a piece of candy. Press C to open the menu. I will, eventually. Take one. Take a candy? Yes. You took more candy. How disgusting. I'm gonna take another one. Yes. You take another piece. You feel like the scum of the earth. Take one. Take a candy? Yes. You took too much too fast. The candy spilled onto the floor. And yes, the actual bowl of candy and all of the candy inside is on the floor. And I just went to look at it and it says, look what you've done. That's fine. So I'm actually going to resave because I'm a bit of a save spammer. I do this constantly. So we've we've encountered a new enemy. It kind of looks like a moth person. It's got these 2 little antennae and like these weird do you know potato wedges? That's what its wings are shaped like. It's got these little cartoony hands and cartoony feet, and it's hyperventilating. So I'm going to act. Its name is Yellow, and that actually means that you can spare an enemy, but when I act, I have 3 options. I can check, I can terrorize, or I can console. No, terrorize just seems rude, so I'm gonna check it first. Whimsun, 5 attack, 0 defense. This monster is too sensitive to fight. It's crying, and it's just sort of a bunch of butterflies are coming from the bottom of the bullet board to the top. But, it was just in 2 rows, so it's easily avoidable. It's starting to smell like lavender and mothballs. Great. I'm gonna act again. I'm going to console it. Halfway through my first word, Whimsun bursts into tears and runs away. Bye. So those are easily dealt with. You can actually spare them the moment you encounter one. I just want to run through all of the options. So I've gone to the down and right of that room. And the room I'm in now is just like a rectangle. There are 2 windows, and the floor is scored, which means that I'm going to fall through it. The room below is just 2 doors, one leading back to that room with the holes in the ground, and one leading forward, and a patch of leaves sort of dividing the 2. So I've went through the other door and I'm now on the other side. Toriel is calling me, keeping me from having to describe this room. Hello, this is Toriel. For no reason in particular, which do you prefer? Cinnamon or butterscotch? I personally prefer butterscotch. Oh, I see. Thank you very much. She's hung up, so I'm gonna go and... Right, I forgot she does this. Hello, this is Toriel. You do not dislike cinnamon, do you? I know what your preference is, but would you turn up your nose if you found it on your plate? Right, I understand. Thank you for being patient, by the way. Yes, so patient. I'm so patient that I'm several rooms away at this point. Okay. There's a gray rock, there's a button that you assume, there's a path, so I assume you just sort of push the gray rock forward. Well, I assume, I say, as I've played this game several times. There are spikes at the far end of the screen, and there's a thing on the wall. I'm going to read the thing on the wall. It says, 3 out of 4 gray rocks recommend you push them. So I'm gonna do just that. These spikes are gone, and Whimsun has attacked me again. I'm not gonna actually... I'm gonna run through the terrorize option. But after this, I'm just going to, whenever I encounter Whimsun, I'm just going to spare it immediately. So you raise your arms and wiggle your fingers. Whimsun freaks out. I can't handle this. Oh, I am now surrounded by butterflies in just a circle. Whimsun is hyperventilating. I mean, but to be fair, it did that before I terrorized it. Let's see if I can actually console it after that. Halfway through my first word, no, Whimsun bursts into tears and runs away. Okay. Oh, but I got 2 gold from that, so that's cool. So I'm the spikes are gone because I pushed that rock onto the button. This fucking room. So okay. This is a room that essentially the entire floor is just like scored. So if you walk in the wrong place, you will fall through. And I don't remember the solution to this puzzle, so I've just fallen through. Okay. Right. Okay. So the room at the bottom of the thing has 4 patches of red leaves. And the idea is that there's a door to the far left. The idea is that when I am walking upstairs on the scored ground, I'm not supposed to step where the leaves are. And actually there's a thing on the wall here, and if I check it, it says, please don't step on the leaves. Sorry. So yes. So I'm supposed to avoid this exact pattern, and I've just been walking around as I talked, so of course I got a new frog friend. So I'm going to now go through the threat option with Frogget. Sorry. Frogget didn't understand what I said, but was scared anyways. Shiver, shiver. So it's just hurling flies at me again, and the flies sort of have a particular attack pattern where They come into frame on the bullet board and they wait a few seconds and then they go to wherever you are. They're pretty easy to avoid if you aren't an idiot, like me. Which means that I will be running into a ridiculous amount of flies for someone who has played this game 5 or 6 times. So Frogget seems reluctant to fight me, so I'm going to spare it and get my 2 gold. Okay, hopefully I don't mess this up. So I'm back up at the puzzle, and so I vaguely remember I have to go all the way down here. I have to go to the side a bit. I have to go up. I have to walk right to, actually there's a patch of red leaves, and funny enough, you're actually supposed to step on that, like it's part of the solution to this puzzle. So then, I don't remember where I go from here, but there's a sign on the wall, so I'm going to read that. I am standing on the patch of leaves, and it says, "Didn't you read the sign downstairs?" Which I did, but I just hate everything, I guess. So I've gone down from the patch of leaves, and I'm going right and up, and I've been attacked by a Whimsun. So I'm going to terrorize it. Raise my arms, wiggle my fingers. I can't handle this. It's just the more butterflies. It's not really a big deal to fight Whimsun. I'm going to use Mercy now and spare it, which that gets me my 2 gold, so I don't actually need to console Whimsun after I've terrorized it. I just need to terrorize it if I want gold. So yeah, I just solved the puzzle with only one, falling through. Honestly, only falling through once is kind of an achievement for me. I have terrible memory. So now there is a room with 3 gray rocks and 3 buttons. So I'm going to push the first one, and on the other side there is a... Oh! Okay, oh boy. So I have tripped into a line of Moldsmalls. Moldsmal is an enemy that just sort of looks like a pudding with a hole in the middle. Like, do you know a bundt cake? That's kind of what it looks like, except made out of gelatin, I assume. So when I act, I can actually spare all of these Moldsmalls right now, which I'm probably going to do. I'll run through the act options when I run into one of them, but I don't think I'm particularly good at fighting Moldsmalls, but actually, you know what? I'll go to Moldsmal A and see how I do. So I'm going to check Moldsmal A. Moldsmal, 6 attack, 0 defense, stereotypical, curvaceously attractive, but no brains. Jesus Christ, is that dog still barking? They're all doing sexy wiggles and scorching. Oh god. So, yeah, I'm just going to spare them because what was happening there was, little white pellets were coming from the top of the bullet board down, and then they were just exploding. So I've checked it. When I act with Moldsmal, I have the option to flirt or imitate. So I will try those when I get, one Moldsmal on its own, but for now I've spared all 3 of them, and I've got 0 XP, 0 gold, so... Okay, so I've pushed 1 out of 3 gray rocks, so I'm pushing the second gray rock, and I should mention that at the other end of this room, there is, there's a, there's water and there's a bridge, and on the bridge there are spikes. Oh, and going to push the third gray rock in this room. I don't know why I said he, it's a rock. The rock has said, "Whoa there, partner. Who said you could push me around, So you're asking me to move over? Okay, just for you, pumpkin." And he's only moved a tiny bit, like not even halfway. So, going to push him again. You want me to move some more? Alrighty, how's this? And he's moved up, which is not helpful. That was the wrong direction? Okay, think I got it. So now he's moved on to the button, and I'm going to, the spikes have retracted, and I'm going to go towards the spikes, and he's moved off of the button, like a dickhead. So I'm gonna talk to the rock again, and the rock says, you want me to stay there? You're giving me a real workout. If you had just done what I asked the first time, Okay, so he's now sitting on the button, the spikes are down, and I've been attacked. Oh, I've been attacked by one mold small. So I'm going to run through its other options real quick. I'm going to run through the imitate option now. You lie immobile with mold small. You feel like you understand the world a little better. It's wiggling sexily at me. This is the thing where they're pellets and they explode, which sucks. Mold small is ruminating, so I'm going to flirt with mold small. You wiggle your hips, mold small wiggles back. What a meaningful conversation. Slime sounds. Yeah, this is more exploding pellets, which I feel like it's bad when there are 3 of them, but when it's just one, it's easy. You just go to the bottom of the thing and you sort of wait for the hole to sort of present itself. That sounded way more sexual than I intended. But like the gap in the thing is to reach you, because half of the time you don't even have to move. You just sort of go to a place at the bottom of the bullet board and you're fine. So I'm going to spare mold small, and I got 1 gold out of it. But yeah, when it's 3 mold smalls in a row, you have to you have to dodge several like overlapping gaps. So the room that I'm in now, it's got a mouse hole, it's got a piece of cheese, and it's got a save point. So I'm going to look at the cheese. This cheese has been here quite a long time. It's stuck to the table. The cheese is on the table. It's not just like floating in air, I should mention. I'm gonna go to the mouse hole. Great. And I'm gonna go to the save point. The save point says, knowing the mouse might one day leave its hole and get the cheese. It fills you with determination. So I've saved that. Alright, so in the next room, there's like 2 sort of chambers, sorry, a patch of red leaves, sort of in the middle, and on that patch of red leaves is like, it's just a little ghost. So this ghost is saying Z out loud repeatedly. Are they gone yet? More Z's? This ghost keeps saying Z out loud repeatedly, pretending to be asleep. Yeah. Move it with force? Yes. So here comes Napstablook, and it kind of looks like, to give you an idea, it looks like a kid's Halloween costume, like they've cut up a sheet. That's the sort of aesthetic we're going for. Its eyes are shining. It's adorable. I love it. So acting, I have 4 options. I can check, I can threaten it, I can cheer, and I can flirt. Now, I know what happens when you threaten Napstablook. Napstablook cries a lot, and you actually can't spare him after that, if I recall correctly. So I'm going to check them. 10 attack, 10 defense. This monster doesn't seem to have a sense of humor. And Napstablook is saying, oh, I'm real funny, and crying. Which I'm just running directly into his tears because I'm stupid. Napstablook is staring into the distance. I am going to cheer him up. You give Napstablook a patient smile. He's really not feeling up to it right now. Sorry. It's okay. I get it. Napstablook looks just a little bit better. I'm going to flirt with Napstablook. And he has said, I just weigh you down. And he is, oh boy, this shit. So his tears were like weird and squiggly, and they were also ricocheting off the walls and making essentially my portion of the bullet board way smaller, like just filling up the bullet board with tears. It was a bad scene. So Napstablook looks just a little bit better. I'm going to cheer him up again. I told Napstablook a little joke. More tears. Well, actually, he's crying a lot less than he was originally. Cheering seems to have improved Napstablook's mood again. I'm going to cheer again. Napstablook wants to show me something. Let me try. He is, he calls this Dapperblook, and he has cried himself a top hat. Do you like it? I do. It's adorable. So I'm going to flirt with him. This is a good looking top hat. And he said, oh no. I usually come to the ruins because there's nobody around, but today I met somebody nice. Oh, I'm rambling again. I'll get out of your way. He's just disappeared, allowing me to go into the next chamber, which has a door up and a door to the right. I'm gonna go to the right. Sorry. So to the right, there's a sign and there are two big spider webs. The sign says, Spider Bake Sale, all proceeds go to real spiders. How much gold do I have? I've only got 9 gold, so I think I can afford the thing in the smaller web. Leave 7G in the web? Yes. Some spiders crawled down and gave me donuts. I have 2 gold left. And I'm going to heal myself with my monster candy. I ate the monster candy. My HP was maxed out. I'm going to actually just take a quick look at my items. So when you go into items and you check it, you can go to use, info, or drop. I don't want to drop that because it's a health item. I'm going to go to info, and info says, Monster Candy, heals 10 HP, has a distinct non-licorice flavor. I'm going to check the spider donut now. Spider donut heals 12 HP, a donut made with spider cider in the batter. Okay. So I've left the spider bake sale room and gone back into the other chamber, and I'm now going up. Oh, this room has 3 frogs in it that you can see. And I've been attacked by a Vegetoid, one of my favorite enemies. It's so good. It's just sort of like a... I don't know the best way to describe it. Its face is vaguely heart-shaped. It looks very cheerful. And it's just got some like plant fiber coming out of its head. So when you act with Vegetoid, you have 4 options. You can check, you can devour, you can talk, and you can have dinner. So I'm going to check it. Vegetoid, 6 attack, 6 defense, serving size, 1 monster. Not monitored by the USDA. Fresh morning taste, it says, and it is throwing bouncing vegetables at me. Just like random vegetables like corn and squash and eggplants. Vegetoid is here for my health, which is why it's attacking me. So I'm going to devour Vegetoid. You tried to eat Vegetoid, but it wasn't weakened enough. Oh, I see. Contains vitamin A. I'm glad. So now it's just like carrots are falling from the top of the bullet board like knives. Vegetoid gave a mysterious smile. I'm glad. I'm going to talk to Vegetoid. Plants can't talk, dummy. More knife carrots. Carrot knives. Vegetoid cackles softly. So now I'm going to do the actual sparing thing, which is dinner. You pat your stomach. Vegetoid offers a healthy meal. Eat your greens. So now one of the carrots is green, and you just have to hit that one. And it actually heals you for 1 HP. Vegetoid gave a mysterious smile. So now I can spare Vegetoid, and I have. And it gave me 4 gold, which is cool. So I'm going to look at the, there's a sign and there are 3 visible frogs. Did you miss it? Spider bake sale down and to the right. Come eat food made by spiders, for spiders, of spiders. Yeah, there's spiders in the spider bake sale food. It's great. So frog number 1 says, sigh. My friend never listens to me. Whenever I talk, they skip through my words by pressing X. That's right, pressing X. With a lot of ellipses. It's tempting me to press X to skip its words. Well, at least you listen to me. So now I'm actually going to go through that conversation and skip its words. So, sigh, my friend never listens to me. Whenever I talk, they skip through my words by pressing X. That's right, pressing X. Oh, not you too. Yes, me too, because I'm a rude bitch. I heard using F4 can make you have a full screen. But what does F4 stand for? 4 frogs? I have only seen a maximum of 3 frogs in this room. This is troubling, to say the least. There is actually a secret 4th frog in this room. I will find it in a second once I'm done talking to frog number 3 here. I have heard you are quite merciful for a human. Surely you know by now a monster wears a yellow name when you can spare it. What do you think of that? My options are very helpful or it's bad. I know that if I select it's bad, the color of a sparrow monster's name will change, but I like yellow, so I'm gonna go with very helpful. It is rather helpful. Remember, sparing is just saying you won't fight. Maybe one day you'll have to do it even if their name isn't yellow. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. So there is in fact, somewhere on the wall here, oh yes, here we are. So somewhere between the first frog and second frog, if you just sort of talk to the wall, it says there's an ant-sized frog in a crack in the wall. It waves at you. Yeah, so there's a secret 4th frog. Now Vegetoid wants to fight again. I'm just gonna go straight to dinner and hope that it's the carrots because that's easy to catch and it heals me. Eat your greens. Yeah, no, it was the ricocheting thing, so I got hurt even more. I should point out, when you select Mercy, you have the option to spare and to flee. I'm likely going to be fleeing if, you know, when it comes to, like, a line of molds. Well, actually, I could just spare those, but, you know, if I get multiple Vegetoids or, like, a Vegetoid and something else, I'm probably just going to, like, run. So I've only got 10 gold, so I can't go and get the other thing at the spider bake sale yet. Toriel's calling. She says, hello, I just realized that it has been a while since I have cleaned up. I was not expecting to have company so soon. There are probably a lot of things lying about here and there. You could pick them up, but do not carry more than you need. Someday you might see something you really like. You will want to leave room in your pockets for that. Yeah, so okay, to the right is not the room that I want. Oh, Luke's is here. So Luke's is an enemy that, it's just sort of a round thing with these 2 arms, and, it's got 2 little horns, 2 little legs, it's very short, and a massive eye just in the center of its face. And I don't know what that is under its eye, but like, I think that might be its teeth. But, you know, it's just blinking rapidly at me. So I have the option to check, don't pick on, or pick on. So I'm going to check it. Luke's 6 attack, 6 defense. Don't pick on him. Family name Eyewalker. It's a Star Wars joke. Please don't pick on me. I'm not going to. I just wanted to check you first. It's just, you know, little ricocheting balls of whatever. We're just bouncing around the bullet board. I think that's Luke's main attack. I almost accidentally picked on him there, so I'm not going to pick on him. Finally, someone gets it. Oh boy. So this is just like 3 connected little balls. You know, several of them on screen. They're just floating around. It's not a big deal to avoid that one, unless they come up from right under you, which is possible. And kind of sucks. So I can spare Luke's now. I get 5 gold from it. How much do I have? I have 15 gold. So, oh yeah, I was going back down because I'm hoping to get into a fight in the spider bake sale room just so I can have enough to buy the second thing. So I'm just gonna wander around this spider bake sale room and hope something picks a fight with me, honestly. Okay, I'm gonna leave the room because I know I'm probably gonna get fought in this room. Come on. Oh, there we go. Yeah, well, I'm at the end of the room. That's nice. Vegetoid, dinner. Vegetoid offers a healthy meal. Eat my greens. Oh, it's the carrots. That's really easy. I got hit anyways because I'm stupid. But yeah, so I've spared it and I've earned 4 gold. So I can now go to the spider bake sale and buy the second thing. I'm at 14 HP, so I don't really need health yet. So I'm back at the spider bake sale and I'm leaving 18 gold in the web. Some spiders crawled down and gave me a jug of spider cider, which has spiders in it. Actually, let me take an official TM look at it. Yes, spider cider kills 24 HP, made with whole spiders, not just the juice. Disgusting. I don't know why you would want that in your mouth. So Luke's is here again. I'm gonna pick on Luke's. He called me a rude little snipe. But I mean, okay, now I definitely need health. His blinking and his like arm movements are way more rapid now. It's actually kind of worrying me. Like, are you cool? Finally someone gets it. So his attack did get a little bit worse. Did get a little bit worse when I picked on him, I think. He smells like eye drops, so I can spare him, and I'm at like 5 HP, so I really need to heal. I'll eat another piece of monster candy. I have like 4 of them, it's fine. So I'm leaving the 4 frogs room now and going right. Okay, so this room, there are, I believe, 6 patches of earth, of scored earth, that I can fall through. And there's a thing on the wall, yes. So this is a mold small with an enemy we haven't faced before called a Migosp. So my options with Migosp are check and talk. So I'm going to check Migosp. Migosp 7 attack, 5 defense. It seems evil, but it's just with the wrong crowd. And it says in unison now. Oh boy. Okay. So Migosp's attack are just, it summons swarming insects. I'm going to attempt to speak to Migosp, and it says, I don't care, because it's a rude boy. Oh boy. And Mold Small's attacks are now exploding, but it's actually not that bad. So I'm going to spare Mold Small, which I can. And Migosp is about to dramatically change. Now he's just dancing. That's his attack this time. Migosp doesn't have a care in the world because, you know, he's just with the wrong crowd. So I've earned 2 gold from that. Yeah, so there are 6 patches of earth. Oh, I didn't mean the thing on the wall. The thing on the wall just says there is just one switch. So Megasp and Moldsmol again, I'm going to spare both of them. It's a pretty easy duo to get through. You don't even really have to like fight either of them if you don't want to. Oh, I forgot to describe Megasp. Megasp kind of looks like a pill bug, like it's that round, like ovally shape, just has, you know, antenna and little clawed twitchy hands. And after you spare whoever he's with, he just smiles and dances. He's a pretty chill guy. So there's 6 patches. I think they're arranged 3 on top, 3 at the bottom. I think the second on the bottom is the switch. No, the second on the bottom is Snapstablock. I would like to point out that you can actually see all 6 outcomes, essentially. So 2 rooms just have a Vegetoid in them. One room has a thing in it. I don't know what that is. One room has the switch in it, one room is empty, and the other, the one that we are in now, this is just Moldsmol and Megasp again, so I'm just talking through it. And one of them has a thing I can't see, and the other one's just empty. So the one we're in now contains Snapstablock, and he says, "I fell down a hole, now I can't get up. Go on without me." Wait, ghosts can fly, can't they? Oh well. And he just disappears. He doesn't actually fly. So it's the second on the top that is, it's the second on the top that has the switch in it. So I'm going to second on the top, flip the switch. Which is, there were spikes at the end of the room. But okay, so first on the bottom has a thing in it. So I'm gonna check that out. Oh, it's a bandana, I think. Yeah, I found a faded ribbon, not a bandana in the least. So I'm going to look at the faded ribbon. Info, faded ribbon. Armor, defense 3, yep. If you're cuter, monsters won't hit you as hard. I mean, that's fair. I'm actually going to use this. So I've equipped the ribbon. And I'd like to say that bandage, which was the armor I had before, if you remember, if I check its info, bandage heals 10 HP. It has already been used several times, so you can't re-equip that as a defense item, but you can use it to heal yourself, which is pretty useful to know. And I'm being attacked again. Megasp and Moldsmol, you know. I'm just using these to farm gold, pretty much. Like, that's the only reason I'm not immediately running away, which I can, and it has the same effect, because I don't actually have to fight either of them. So, you know, third on the top is just blank, and the other 2 have Vegetoids in them, so I'm not going to go to those. I'm just going to walk through to this fucking room. Okay, so this room has 3 pillars, and each pillar has a doll beside it. The first one is blue, and it is on the left of the pillar. The second is green, and it is right on the pillar, right beside the pillar. And the third one is red, and it is behind the pillar and right. So there's a thing on the wall, and it says, "The far door is not an exit. It simply marks a rotation in perspective." Okay, so I failed to flee there. There we go. Now I've escaped. So I'm going to use a monster candy to max out my HP. And I'm going to go to the far door. This is where the puzzle actually is. So there are 3 pillars, as there were before, except the entire room is rotated, so I can't see the blue one. I can only see the green and red, which I think the end of the room has spikes, so I can get through it. And it says, if you can read this, press the blue switch, which of course I can't see the blue switch, but I know it's behind that pillar. So a pair of vegetoids came out of the ground. I'm gonna try to flee? No. Farmed locally, very locally, and fresh morning taste. So now I have to contest with, 2 sets of, either falling knife carrots or bouncing vegetables. So I've taken a little bit of damage, so I'm going to try dinner with one of them. Vegetoid offers a healthy meal, eat my grains, part of a complete breakfast. So it's the carrots, which is usually easy, but when there's twice as many, it isn't as easy. So I just missed that, so I have to do dinner with Vegetoid A again. They're just repeating things. So I got the green thing, so I'm going to... Oh, I can escape now. That's great. So I've escaped, and I'm going to eat the monster donut, because I took a ton of damage like a moron. So I need to press the blue switch, which is behind the first pillar, which I've done. Or rather, which is what I'm doing. Okay, I'm gonna spare these 2, because it's Megosp and Moldsmal again, so it just gets me more gold. So I've gone through the thing at the end of the room, and the room has rotated again. I can see all 3 of the dolls, so blue, green, red, in that order. I'm just reminding myself for future use. If you can read this, press the red switch, so I'm gonna do that. After I fight Luke's and not pick on him, finally someone gets it. That was stupid of me. I keep forgetting how long a round lasts. So I've pressed the red switch. Spikes are gone. If you press the wrong switch, you just fall through a hole and end up in the wrong if you press the wrong switch, I should point out, you just fall through a hole and end up in the back at the beginning. So it's not, you're not missing anything spectacular by me not losing. So if you can read this, press the green switch. Now the green is the one in the middle, but I should point out, oh god, Vegetoid and Megosp, a match made in hell. I'm gonna try dinner with Vegetoid again, and hopefully I won't just die this time. Pat your stomach, Vegetoid offers a healthy meal. In unison now, eat your greens. So, oh, wow. I took damage, but now I can spare Vegetoid. Nothing like alone time. I agree, Megosp. So I'm sparing Vegetoid and Megosp, and I've got 6 gold from that. So I would just like to point out that the way the room is rotated, I can see the blue doll. It's in front of its pillar. But I cannot see the red or green dolls. So I have to remember that the green is the one in the middle. So it's a switch, press it. Yes, I hear a clicking sound. And these spikes are gone, so I can walk through that. So there are 2 ways that I can go. There's a set out path again. The room is just like an upside down T. So I can go to the right or I can go up. I'm going to go to the right. Because I know where up takes me. To the right, there's a small square room with a door and a frogget in it. Hello, frogget. Just between you and me, I saw Toriel come out of here just a little while ago. She was carrying some groceries. I didn't ask what they were for. We're all too intimidated to talk to her. Ribbon. So going through the door, I am on what appears to just be like a viewing platform, and like a raised balcony sort of thing. And in front of me is a city, a massive city. You know, it kind of almost looks like a castle, but I don't think these are all part of the same building. Like, there's a city, you can make out several distinct buildings, but then there's also a skyline, so I think it's a city and not just a giant castle. And on one end of this balcony is a toy knife. You found the toy knife. So I'm going to look at the toy knife and then equip it. Not that I'm ever going to use it, it's just it is just a good habit to equip, like, these, because some later on attack items will give you other benefits, like they'll heal you every 2 turns or whatever, something like that. Toy knife, weapon attack 3, made of plastic, a rarity nowadays. Wonder why. So I'm going to equip the toy knife, and so the 2 things I was using before were the bandage and the stick. The stick is now in my inventory. Info. Stick, weapon attack 0. Its bark is worse than its bite. I hate that. So I've gone back to the room that had, 2 ways to go. And the way that I went was to the balcony. So I'm walking over a patch of red leaves now, and I'm going up. And right in front of me, there's kind of an intimidating tree. It's black with, red leaves on the ground. And Toriel is here. She says, "Oh dear, that took longer than I thought it would." She's calling me. Just run over. "How did you get here, my child? Are you hurt? There, I will heal you. I should not have left you alone for so long. If you show up with damage, she heals you. But if you show up undamaged, she makes a mention that you got here without a scratch, and how impressed she is with you. Which I'm sorry I didn't impress you, Toriel. I should not have left you alone for so long. It was irresponsible to try to surprise you like this. Well, I suppose I cannot hide it any longer. Come, small one." So, I'm walking up to the intimidating tree, and it says, "Every time this old tree grows any leaves, they fall right off." And it is surrounded by red leaves. So there's just a little house here, with 2 windows and a door, and it's got red leaves instead of like anything out front, and there's a save point. That save point says, "Seeing such a cute, tidy house in the ruins gives you determination." Alright, I am going to stop recording here.